What's going on, listeners? It's your boy Herc in the building once again, and we're here with another episode of the C.O.M podcast, Ep.5, Season 3. And we got a special guest, my main man, my boy, Jarrod Foster. How you doing, man?
What's going on, man? How y'all doing?
This man has some special traits. He's a creator, solution-based, observer. There you go. Yeah. He's loyal, and I think he's a coach. You're a coach?
Yeah. I coach high school football and train.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about you? You a teacher too, huh?
So I used to work for the district. I was a teacher for 1 year. Right now I work in like psychology and behavioral science.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's the San Jack, or were you studying at?
No, I'm studying at at U of H Lake.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's a long story of my education.
No. Yeah. We probably put little snippets into it. But yeah, man, my boy Jarrod Foster, we played football together at North Shore Senior High School. I graduated. I was a class of 09. He was the class of 2010. Mm-hmm. We played, we played good seasons together, and we became awesome and dope ass friends, man. Mm-hmm. So my main man. So, like I said to everybody, I like to start off with a banger question, and your banger question is: why are men's issues ignored?
I mean, I'm pretty sure the typical answer would be because everybody expects us to be so strong. Mm-hmm. But I would defer to say maybe men's issues are ignored because we're so solution based that we don't even acknowledge problems sometimes. Like,
why is that? Why we like don't acknowledge problems, or like something that's not the problem but something that's wrong with us?
Okay, so that's a whole different thing, because something that's what's wrong with us, when a man has to be vulnerable enough to understand or see what's wrong with him. Yeah. Specifically. But when you notice that,
no, you good, take your time.
When you notice that you have a choice to decide whether you internally fix that or you internally work on that. Yeah. Because if you don't express it, nobody can say anything or help you or do anything about it.
You know like if you don't say nothing at all?
Yeah, like if I know I have a controlling issue,
yeah,
and I don't tell you I have a controlling issue, but I recognize I have a controlling issue, I might be making moves to kind of make sure that I kind of relinquish some of those issues or those controls, but you'll never know.
Yeah, I think most people do that from time to time because they don't say nothing to the other person or their partner or whoever, like their friends or whatever. Yeah. They kind of let them like, oh, I'm not going to say nothing to them. I'm going to let them figure it out for themselves. Instead of being outright telling them like, hey, I got angry issues. I got depression. I got this. I got anxiety issues. Yeah. And et cetera, et cetera. But they just kind of stay mute and like, oh, I'm going to let my friends or my spouse or my partner figure it out for themselves.
Yeah,
that's just how it is, you know.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up two of the biggest ones. Like, I'll use the anger because I'll say the depression for the other part. But with the anger thing, is like, so my communication style has been challenged for a long time. Where like everything that I say, it might make sense, but my delivery has just been, doesn't come across, and so. It didn't happen until just like last year where I would acknowledge and actually tell people, be like, hey, look, my delivery is just kind of bad. Like it's a little abrasive, you know what I'm saying? But take what I'm saying, and don't take how I'm saying it so personal, because I have to learn that everybody isn't as tolerant as I am.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And even with my siblings and my family, it's like we kind of grew up being very opinionated and very like honest and open with each other. Where
I kind of noticed that, when I've been around your family, y'all very opinionated and competitive with a lot of stuff. Like, oh, I'm right, no, I'm right, but it's all family love and stuff like that. So I understand where you come from, but go ahead, continue.
No, you could, because we were just talking about how competitive we were. My sister actually just came out with a book, a journal.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, she just got her copies, her like her sample copies to make sure it was right, and so she'll be releasing them soon. But
okay,
she posted it, and then she was like, "Jarrod, I guess yours is coming up next, right?" And
oh, damn.
And I know, I was like, "I'll get you next month."
Damn, shots fired from the sister, huh?
Shots, bro, but I'm proud of her for that. So
yeah, I'm proud. Shout outs to the sister, man, creating her own book and stuff, man. She, you know, she on another level.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
damn,
good. So yeah, so she's been going through a lot too. So I'm just kind of glad to kind of see that, and even like with our sibling circle, you know, that's been kind of a good space for me to kind of like acknowledge some of those issues that you wouldn't really normally say outside.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful for that too.
Okay. Yeah. And so like when you like to break it down to everybody, do you like, are you still doing that, or has it been more controlled, more modest in your, like when you say, hey, I got this issue, or like, hey, you gotta give me some time or some tolerance and stuff like that? Are you still doing that with people?
Yeah, I am. I'm doing a lot better, because what I've learned is I spent more time learning people. And ever since I got into this field of like psychology, behavioral science and stuff, is like you take your time to learn how people move and their reactions and stuff. So that way I know what optimum level I can use, my tone, you know, body movement.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff kind of plays into my delivery. And but I also tell them, like, you know, I am human, and there's certain things I'm not going to tolerate as well. So, like, sometimes stuff's just going to come out the way it's going to come out. Yeah. You're just gonna say how it is and put it on the table. You're gonna put it on the table.
What my brother be saying? He said, you know, I'm gonna put it on the table, and you take it how you take it. You know? And that some people can't take it well when you just be straight up with them.
I'm pretty sure you understand that too. And it's
I understand that. Like I'm still working on trying to be straightforward with people. My wife, she's real good at that, being like straightforward and in your ass and shit like that. Like, I don't know. I have a heart for people. Yeah, you know, I have a strong, you know, loving heart for people, because I want to see the good in people. Right. But a lot of people are selfish and evil. And that's just the human nature of it. Yeah. And they take advantage of you. And they take advantage of, oh, he's weak, so I'm going to take advantage of him and squeeze him like a damn toothpaste and run him out till he's bone dry, you know? And it's kind of sad when you think about it, but we can laugh at it now, but it's like, damn, you know, I'm trying to show you love. I'm trying to help you out. Yeah. And here you is trying to, you know, fuck me over and type thing. And that's not the way we're supposed to be as human beings.
No, I agree.
And it's crazy. But I have my fair share of, you know, having anger issues and stuff like that. Man, I had strong anger issues. I gotta get pissed off at everything. Really? I had like, that's why I got in so many fights, like in elementary and middle school. And I was just having problems after problems, because I was always getting pissed off about everything. Yeah. And I felt like I was kind of hopeless, because I didn't know how to control it. I didn't know how to tame it down and all this other stuff, or don't let stuff get to me as easy. And my mom, shout out to Mom. She took me out to go to anger management. That was my first time in anger management. Yeah. And I was like maybe 11 or 12, and I was still, I was like in middle school. I don't know. I think 6th grade. I was around 6th grade. Yeah. And that's when I skipped school for like 13 days.
That's tough.
Yeah, I skipped school. 6th grade, Cobb 6th grade campus. That's how you say it.
Where'd you go?
I just stayed home.
Okay.
I just stayed home. I had a routine. My mom would go to work. She used to work at the plants or at a warehouse. So I'll leave, because I have to go to the bus stop to go to school, to go to 6th grade Cobb 6th grade campus. Yeah. And I'll go on the bus, and so she'll see me leave and go like I'm going to the bus stop, but I'll jump into some bushes. and I'll jump in the bushes, and then I have to make a little hole watching her. Yeah. Get in her vehicle and then watch her leave. Once she leaves completely, then I jump out of the bushes, go back in the apartment. And I had a GameCube and I had like Def Jam Vendetta. And I was playing that, eating all the snacks, cooking, eating noodles, drinking all the Kool-Aid and shit. And then I had to shut it down by like 1, 2 o'clock because she gets off at 3. Yeah. And I had to clean up and clean up the evidence, clean up like I was never there. Yeah. Put my clothes on, put my shoes back on, and then run back outside, jump back in the bushes. Or no, I just go to the bus stop, wait for the bus to show up, wait for all the kids to get off the bus, and then I'll walk with them like I just got off the bus. And then walk home like nothing happened. Yo. And my mom, she found out, the school called my mom and told her that I was skipping school for 13 days. And man, she cussed me out in Spanish. She said, "Hey, what happened?" Blah, 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 blah. I was like, I think I was playing the game. I was chilling. I heard my name from we had like a small apartment. Yeah. And I heard her in her room. She said, "Alan, come here." I'm like, "Oh shit." And I was like, "Yeah, Mom, what does this say that your school say you missing 13 days of school and you have been going to school and all this other stuff?" I said, and I couldn't speak. So I was like, I don't know. And then I just got a big slap in the face and then I got kicked and stuff like that. And my mom, she's from Honduras and she I think she was watching WWF or WWE. So she pulled some wrestling moves and stuff like that on me. And like she put like the whole smackdown on me. Wow. And it was bad, man. And I had to go to ISS and I had to do a bunch of shit to get back in good standard with Cobb so I can graduate and move on to North Shore Middle School, 7th grade and 8th grade and stuff like that. But it all worked out and I graduated and all that other stuff, so we're good. That's it. We're good, man. We're good. So
that's a very
I had a lot of anger issues, picking up fights, being a bully, stealing money, stealing PS2s and shit from my homeboy.
Oh, you was wild.
Yeah, I was wilding. I was wilding. My family didn't like me. I was like the.
That's not funny.
No, I know it's not funny, but it's the truth. My family did not like me. They were like, "This dude is tripping. He's out here wilding." And man, I was doing a lot of stuff, man. I was stealing monies, taking things that wasn't me, stealing it in stores, stealing like game systems from my homeboys. Stealing jewelry. It was just a bunch of shit I was just doing. And eventually I got caught and then they threw me in jail because I had, what's called it? The last person I stole from was from my sister-in-law, my brother's wife. And she had like credit cards on her thing. She had credit cards laying around and I used them and I spent like $600 on a bunch of dumb shit. Yeah. I spent like on a bunch of games. I spent it on Hollister. I was big with how
Hollister was
I had a bunch like Hollister pants, Hollister shirts, a bunch of shit. I bought like food. I was just buying. I put like minutes on my cell phone and shit.
Minutes on the cell phone, bro. I feel you on that though.
Yeah, man. And then eventually I got caught. They called her. They say that they have a identity theft. And she said they had like transactions that wasn't authorized by her. And she found out it was me and she pressed charges and they took me to jail, man. They took me to jail for like, I think 2 to 3 days.
Okay.
And that shit was like 3 years for me.
Yeah.
That shit was rough. They put me in a holding cell. They had like crazy mofos from all over, like homeless people who did murders and shit like that. And I was just like, I looked to the left, I looked to the right, and I said, "Hey, this life ain't for me."
It's not, bro. Hey, so you was in the holding cell for all 3 days?
No. They processing. They put me in a holding cell, and then they start processing me in.
But you did end up going to an actual cell.
Yeah, I actually went to a holding cell. Not a holding cell, but went to the actual cell, and but everything was pretty quick. They called me. They say, "Hey, you about to go see the judge. He gonna give you a sentence. What he gonna do to you?" And I remember like it was yesterday. I was in the line. I was in the misdemeanor line. So I was like, oh, I didn't know the laws back then, but I was like, okay, I'm good. You know, I'm a misdemeanor. It's gonna be light sentence or whatever.
Yeah.
And probation or whatever. And I was like, there was 2 people in front of me, and then I got to the door in the misdemeanor to go see the misdemeanor court of a judge. And then the constable, he grabbed me and he said, "Hey, your sentence, your charge has been charged from a misdemeanor to a felony, to a felon. We're gonna put you in the felony line." And I was like, "What? Oh man, what the hell?" And they put me in the line, and then I became from a misdemeanor to a felon, and then they gave me 2 years of probation. I finished that, got deferred and all that other stuff, and man, it was just like, and once I got out, then that's when like it was the real shit show. Yeah. Like everybody didn't want to speak to me. My mom didn't want to speak to me. My brother was pissed off at me that I did that to his girlfriend at the time, but now wife. Yeah, she didn't want to talk to me. She was like, "Fuck you." Oh yeah, but that was understandable because I was being a, how you say it, ignorant bastard. I was straight ignorant. I was wilding, just doing my thing, didn't care. Yeah. I didn't care. I had no care in the world. So thank God all that stuff changed and everything turned around, and now everything's good.
That's good. Have you ever asked yourself, like why, like where that came from? The need to. Did you ever cross that bridge?
I think I asked me that question before. To myself, I think I was trying to be cool. I was trying to get attention. Okay. Oh, I just want to do something badass and do something that to a point where, if I don't get caught, you know, I can keep doing it and they will never notice. But my dumb self sucks at stealing, and I suck at covering things up, and people find out really quick. Yeah. And it I was doing a lot more damage to my family than good. And it damn near got to a point where they was gonna forsake me out of the family. They was like, "Hey, we disown you, out of the family because bro, you tripping, you know." And I had to do a lot of work, man. I had to put a lot of elbow grease in a lot of things and fix a lot of things, and get right with my sister-in-law. Get right with my family, tell them I'm sorry and all this other stuff. And it was a damn roller coaster to get out of that sinkhole and then get everything back in good standing with them too. Yeah. So it was rough, but it all worked out in his favor.
Man, I appreciate you sharing that, and honestly, just credit to you for not accepting, not accepting how they were treating you based off how you treated them, and really just making an effort to like, hey, this ain't how I want the rest of my life to go.
It was rough. Yeah. I had to learn how to, that's when I started learning how to take responsibility, take ownership from not ownership, how you say, take responsibility for my actions. Right. Yeah. So that's when I started learning that, like, okay, I have to own up to this. And I didn't understand, like at the beginning, when I was young, I didn't understand how to take responsibility. I just had to own up to it and bite the bullet, because everybody was mad and I can't do nothing about it because I already did the deed. Yeah. And, I just had to just get shot and just just sit there on the ground and leave the bullet in the leg or whatever,
And see if it heal up on its own.
Yeah. And but I had to do a lot of work, man, and take responsibility for what I did and own up to a lot of things, and just like, man, I really got to change. I really got to get my shit together. Yeah. If I keep doing this, I'm gonna end up in prison, or I'm gonna end up dead, or I'm just gonna be not a part of my family no more because I'm just jacking everything up. Yeah, by stealing, lying, doing just deviant type stuff. Doing devilish stuff that wasn't cool. That I thought it was cool, but it wasn't cool for my family, and it just didn't work out. And it just didn't work out. And they didn't understand it because they're from Honduras, and they're, we're about peace and love and support for the family, and always having each other back. But I was like stabbing each other. I was stabbing everybody in the back. Yeah. And that's a fucked up thing to think about.
When it's the whole total opposite spectrum of what the purpose of the family is. Mm-hmm. You know, the dynamic of that is crazy because it's like, think about how many people are in families, and I could probably be talking about myself as well, is like they don't even know that they're the person that people don't like. And, you know, you're probably doing a bunch of stuff that's probably rubbing a lot of people wrong in your family, but they love you enough to just act normal.
Oh, wow.
You know, and I can't tell if that's healthy or not.
I don't know.
You know,
that sounds unhealthy. just to act like, oh, yeah, I know he the problem, but I'm gonna just act like he not the problem. And just,
you know, let me fix you a plate type stuff.
Yeah. That's weird. Where does that come from anyway?
I think that's a great question. I think from the Bible, he who is sinless cast the first stone. Yeah. So like, I'm not going to call this family member out, even though nobody like them, but that means I'm going to have to call out my, you know what I'm saying, and let people know where I come from. Or if somebody might have an issue with me, that means that's giving them the free range to say what they got to say to me. So like, I think when you don't call them out, that's probably like a protection for yourself. Yeah. It's like, you know, you kind of judge, like, is it better to say or say not?
It's kind of like not rocking the boat.
Not rocking the boat. That's a good way. Yeah, that's it. Not rocking the boat. Like, they came here, they might have been doing some stuff, but today they not fooling with me. Today they not making me mad, so let's just get a plate and eat our chicken or whatever.
Yeah, and just stay cool.
Stay cool, man. I like that, not rocking the boat.
Yeah, man. That's understandable, man. There's a lot of stuff that you have to learn at a young age, and I had to learn a lot too, you know, but not just me, but for both of us, you know, as we're growing up in life. And, you know, we're still learning, you know, we never stop learning. We never stop, never stop learning. Yeah. That's kind of how the thing, we always, you know, constantly learning, always picking up things. We're always picking up more knowledge and a lot of stuff. And yeah, man, it's just, it's just sometimes it's hard sometimes, but I feel like I made a big turnaround now that I'm, you know, 33 and I'm older and I got a kid and I'm married, you know, I got a good career and all this other stuff. And I'm doing, you know, passion projects on the side, things I like to do. And it's all working out. It's a lot. It's a good busy.
Yeah, it's a good. That's how it is, man. Look, I'm at that crossroad right now where there's a lot of spiritually and mentally, emotionally, I'm transitioning out of, you know, who I held on for so long that was just not, and a lot of my old habits and behaviors are either rubbed off on people, and so like I either get to choose to try to prove myself different or just not have them in my life anymore, because you know, once people see you a certain way, it's 9 times out of 10 they might not see you a different way. You know what I'm saying? And so
that makes sense.
I want to like your setup. You know, you're married, you got a kid, and you have that. You're committed to what you have, and you have the other capacity to do something productive. Yeah, you know. And I'm just me personally, and it's just me being honest on here. It's like I'm kind of tired of ripping and running and trying to find somewhere to be in the streets or in at a party or something.
Oh, like clubs and stuff. Just that shit's pointless, man.
It's very pointless.
That's still pointless. You just in the club and you just kind of jigging. And you're just like, man, what I'm doing here, man? I should be doing something productive.
Doing something else, bro. I remember there was one time. This one I really knew this was stupid. Yeah, I wasn't talking to nobody at the time. I was just
trying to reflect on yourself, like what's going on with your life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing that more now. At first, I was using alcohol to cover it, and that'll go into the alcoholism. But I was in the club one night. Again, I was single. I wasn't doing nothing, and I'm sitting at the bar, and this girl comes up, and she talks to me. And then we just talking, and I'm like, okay, you know, let me get you a drink first thing. Let me get you a drink. Cool, we get a drink. We talk. She leaves. A set of 2 girls come up. Yeah. Talking, chilling. Actually, one of them offered me to buy me a shot. Okay. But then I ended up buying more drinks for them too. Damn. We talked for a little bit. Then they leave. Then another set of 2 girls come up, and I was like, damn, this shit getting very repetitive. Very like.
Yeah, your bank account getting kind of slim, huh?
Bank account getting slim. Conversation staying the same, and
everybody just kind of using you for drinks and walking away, basically.
Yeah, and I can't. It's not the fact that the girls knew that I was buying drinks and they just kept coming. I think it was a spiritual thing, and it was just like a habitual thing where like you're putting yourself in the same situation, so the routines are just gonna be the same.
Yeah,
and it gave me a real life. That all happened within like an hour and a half
in the club. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, man. That's crazy. Yeah, man. Yeah, you don't, in the club or like social settings or parties and stuff, you don't really you can build a connection with somebody, but this day and age that you can't really build a connection. You have to do something else like a library or a lot of people don't do, face to face no more. They do like Bumble and Tinder and things like that, but you already know how that stuff goes.
I really don't.
No?
Well,
I met my wife on Bumble, and we talked and stuff, and we met in person. We went on dates. We connected on a whole nother level, and she liked me, I liked her, and we moved it to the next level as girlfriend, boyfriend, and then we moved to the next level as
like fiance engagement.
Yeah, engagement, and then we got married. We did an elopement. We eloped. We did basically an elopement is still getting married, still doing the process of getting married, but without having the event. Yeah, and stuff like that. We didn't go to the court, but we just went to like a little park. We got to like not the obituary. The person who signs the deed on who signs the certificate. The signer.
The minister. The
officiator. Officiant. And then we got like somebody to take pictures, and then that was it. We just was like the four of us. Yeah. She did the vows and stuff. We said we do, and the guy started taking pictures and the rings and stuff like that. And we've been married for like 2 years now.
I love it because all that money can go into something else.
Yeah. We kind of. I'm gonna be honest on here on the podcast. I'm not a big person. I'm not a big wedding person. And I don't think big parties or big events is really necessary. Yeah, and buying like suits and wedding dresses is necessary. But for some people, they think that I got to do it, but it's only for one day. Once you say you do, that's it. Then you put in that tuxedo and that dress in the closet, and it's collecting dust.
It's collecting dust.
And then that's a $5,000 dress and $10,000, $20,000 dress, and then like a $5,000 suit that you wore, and that could have been into your savings accounts or whatever. You could have put into your honeymoon. There's a lot of stuff you could have done with that money, but you ask your mom and dad to finance the wedding and stuff like that, and all of this. It's just kind of, to basically sum it up, it's just unnecessary. It's just unnecessary. It just don't make sense. If you ever decide to get married, talk to your future spouse like about an elopement and say, if y'all just want to go to court and get married, that'd be the best way. Yeah, it'd save you a lot of money. I think it's like $65. Yeah, to get your certificate, and then buy like $35 for the person, the officiant to sign it. I mean, y'all good.
And he on the flight.
The only expensive thing you got to buy is the rings, but you get a payment plan for that. Go to Robin's Brothers or something and pick out a ring that she might like, and then you can just go from there. That's it, man. That's it, and we're good now. So
I thought about while you were saying that, I thought about a dope wedding idea. It probably won't go over. No, I didn't. But I was like, man, what if we had like a thrift wedding, like a vintage thrift wedding? Where
what is that?
So you know about thrifting, like going to buy clothes from the thrift shop.
Oh yeah.
So there's no color scheme. There's no theme. I mean, it could be a theme, but there's no like colors. There's no spending money. It's like everybody go thrifting for your wedding outfit. Whenever you know what I'm saying? Like I go find me a nice little vintage suit. Yeah. And she get her a nice little classy dress. Yeah. Everything under $50 or something.
Oh, that's cheap.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's dope.
Kind of go old school, vibe it out in the wedding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's and that can be really a personal and intimate for both of y'all.
Yeah.
And that's a whole different type of wedding style than the traditional wedding.
Yeah.
And, you know, the white and the black and all that other stuff, and then getting the groomsmen and the bridesmaids and getting all the shit ton of people you got to feed, and people not gonna eat your food, and you know they all about the drinks and they drinking and having a good time.
That part, they really there for the drinks.
You know, some people bring gifts, some people don't bring no gifts, and it's like, nah, man, that shit's for the birds.
Yeah, and see, like even with the drinks, I gotta watch where I go with the drinks, because
what's up with the alcoholism? I see on the topics. What's going on with that?
Yeah, man, that's been one of my biggest battles. That actually, the alcohol actually landed me a case too.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I had an anger issue, not an anger issue. Like, I mean, yeah, I ain't gonna say too much about it because it's still
that's still pending. Yeah,
but I will say that, you know, my mom used to tell me all the time, like even in high school, she was like, "Don't, when you get older, when you go to college or whatever, don't drink. It's in your genes." And I didn't know what that meant. And I just was like, "How is it in my genes?" And I knew she wasn't talking about my pants. I knew she was talking about my.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, but I was like, how does that matter where I make a decision? And so later I found out how deep my the alcoholism in my family is, and it was just by nature what I choose and lean towards is based off where I come from. Yeah. My grandpa, my dad's dad, he asked me to edit his memoir one day. He was like, "Man, I'm trying to write a book. Can you like look over and edit?" So I'm reading through his book. And like I found out like my great grandma had to be admitted to a psych ward, and my great grandpa was a drunk. They were like 12 kids, and she had to get drugged away, and then all the 12 kids split, and then I found out like how my grandma and my grandpa got put together and how that was arranged, and then how they treated my dad and his and I was just like, they were carrying so much stuff. Alcohol was like their escape.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and even growing up, you see it all the time. So I just thought it was just a part of a thing that I was supposed to have in my life was alcohol.
Yeah, you thought that was like your comfort zone.
Well, I just thought I didn't know alcohol was bad.
Yeah.
Growing up, like in my teenage and like.
You thought that was the source to having a good time type of thing.
Yeah. Like, you got your water, you got your Gatorade, and you got your beer.
Yeah, or your Crown Royal type shit.
Crown, because I was definitely a brown person at first.
I'm a brown person myself. Whiskey and Coke. Shout out to the people who make whiskey and Coke. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about how we broke out of alcoholism. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah,
because. It's a scary thing with alcoholism. I'm not going to tell anybody that you can't go cold turkey, but what I am experiencing in my life, and hopefully it grows, and I'm learning that the alcoholism is not going to be, at least for me, not one of those things where I'll just stop. It's a managing thing.
Yeah.
It's how do I minimize the risk of like
doing too much,
how can I be more cautious about my environments?
Yeah.
Making decisions on whether it's worth it right now or worth it later.
Yeah. Yeah, you can kind of like set limits and stuff. Like for me, if I drink, I rarely drink now, but if I do drink, I probably drink like 2 beers and then that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm good. With whiskey and Coke or whatever, alcohol, I probably do the same thing too. Maybe 3 if I'm feeling lucky. But yeah, it just kind of set the limit. Like, hey, I'm gonna just drink 1 or 2, depending on how I feel, and then just cut it off, and then start drinking water after that, or drinking Kool-Aid or whatever you want to drink, and then go from there. But when it comes to alcohol, or just trying to be, or just drink, using alcohol to have a good time, you don't have to have alcohol to have a good time.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't have to get shit.
Shit face.
Yeah, you don't have to get white boy wasted and to have a good time, like and then you getting shit faced and drunk, you losing all your mental abilities, you losing all your functions and stuff. You're not yourself at that point. You just an asshole now. A drunk asshole.
I had such a different relationship with alcohol because at first it was like a layer one, like, yeah, I have to be drunk to have a good time. But I started building a relationship with it because I became suicidal. And I started becoming suicidal. Like I literally remember telling, I forgot who I told, but I was like, man, alcohol is my best friend. Like alcohol ain't never let me down. When I needed him, he was there. You know what I'm saying? I knew when I drunk it, I knew what I was going to get from him. He ain't never lied to me.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when I associated alcohol as my best friend, it was very hard to kind of like separate, like this is not a good friend for you. You know, even it might be your friend, but it ain't a good friend for you.
Yeah.
Because it just fueled my suicidal thoughts, and it just made me. I got so creative with my suicidal thoughts. I had a page of like songs I would go off to. I would separate the songs. If I want to kill myself this way, I would use these songs. If I want to kill myself this way, I would use these songs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I even had a section where I would say, okay, I would have this playing, so whenever I am done and somebody finds me, this will be playing.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Dang.
I wanted to create a scene, and the alcohol, like, it's an inhibitor. So every time I would drink, it would put me in a space where I can imagine. Yeah. And so when I would drink, I would create those situations and those scenarios.
Oh, damn. When you drink.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So what are you like in like therapy or anything like that? Are you going to like group sessions and stuff like that? What are you doing to not recover, but like to
like cope?
Yeah, to cope. Like a different coping mechanism that, you know, instead of using alcohol as your cope, or what else are you using for coping?
Okay, so at first, obviously, I guess being black man, I didn't know too much about therapy. I was never afraid of therapy. I just went through so many therapists, and I never connected with any of them. Oh, wow. So I kind of stopped for a little bit. Then I ended up finding one, and she was cool. And I found a psychologist who specialized in alcohol dependency and alcoholism, and I worked in that program. And but what really, I'll tell you, there's three things that really kind of made me take it seriously. One, I had a health scare. Like, I'm talking about my kidneys were like clamping, like I couldn't move. Everything was drying up. And I went to the doctor, and she was like, you really healthy. Yeah. She was like, so do you drink? And I was like, yeah. She was like, how much? I said, like, every day. Oh. And she was like, how much you drinking every day? I was like, if I tell you, then I don't know how you gonna take it. And she was like, if you gotta say it like that, then you drink it too much. Oh, wow. So she was just like, your drinking alcohol is killing your kidneys. The second one was, I had an argument with an ex, and my sister was at the table. Me and my sister were arguing about something, as we always do. And then I got mad, so I grabbed my bottle to pour. And so my ex, she took it from me. She's like, I don't want you drinking while you angry. And I snatched it from her. I said, give me my shit back. Damn. And I looked at everybody. Everybody was looking at me like, I was like, damn, I got a problem. Like, you know, so that was my second one. And the third thing that kind of got me was the case, like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I gotta find something that I feel like I'm not on earth, where, you know, it's so hard right now in the world. I need to find something that makes me feel like I'm floating. And it always, like, football was the only thing that made me feel like I was not here. Yeah. You know, and me not being able to play right now, I was like, man, let me try coaching. And when I started coaching, it gave me that. And so, you know, I coach to escape. Yeah. And it's good to hear that. I don't know if it's healthy. I don't know if it actually addresses the alcoholism, but it's finding those things, and even writing. Yeah. Doing those things sometimes it's keeping me alive. It's keeping me surviving through it. And yeah. Okay. And I see you're very, I see you say you put creative on your traits. I know you do a lot of
like social media stuff, do you do videos and stuff like that? Do you like do music or like what you? I know you write music, poetry. What you doing?
My social media stuff, my videos on social media. Honestly, I just be doing it because I really want to get better at making content, so that'll come. But I write TV scripts and film scripts.
Oh damn!
Yeah, so I write that mostly.
What got you into that?
It started.
How'd you even come? You don't look like a TV in a movie type of guy making scripts and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I thought you was like when I saw you in high school. I thought you was like you was all about football. We was all about football, and at the same time, I seen like that's Jarrod Foster. I'm like okay, he maybe look like a anime type of guy, and he likes to work out type of thing. I had a different perspective. About you as a person, but now that I've seen you, you say, "Hey, I'm writing movie scripts and all this other stuff. I'm jigging on social media and all that stuff. I'm doing me. So, but go ahead, man. Go ahead.
He said jigging. Hey, so in high school, I was definitely all about football, bro. Like I knew I was a creative in high school. My creativity was just flowing through football.
Yeah.
Art, like football was art to me too. But I knew I always liked to write, and I knew I liked to go to the movies. It wasn't until like I was like 21, 22.
Yeah.
Where I was like, I'm watching the movies a lot, and I can see myself in them now.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so actually getting into the industry, I started off wanting to act.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I started acting.
Okay. You gonna go to acting school and stuff like that?
I was just like, I'm gonna be a good actor.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah.
Right. Nothing wrong with that. Self-made actor over here, y'all.
Man, look, and it prompted me to write a book, because the reason why I was like, man, I can be a good actor and I'll just learn on the way. Yeah. Was because the book I want to write is called, one of the books I want to write is called I've Been Acting My Whole Life.
That's a good title. I like that. I've been acting my whole life. Yeah, we all been acting our whole life.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So whenever I was like, man, I could be an actor. Like I'm over here acting like this in front of y'all all the time anyways, because I didn't, you don't really know yourself, or I didn't know myself. I was trying to be what everybody wanted me to be.
Oh shit.
So I was acting all the time, bro, like acting. And so I was like, I can go do this on screen and make money. Not even make money, just like exhilarating, different.
Yeah, expressing yourself.
Expressing myself. Yeah. And, I saw a short film, calling card or for an audition. I went to it. Looking back at it, it was just like one of the cheapest and low budget short films you can ever be a part of. But when I went to the audition, when he was like, they called me back and said I got the part, it felt like it was just like, yeah, Bad Boys 4 or 5 or something like.
Oh damn! Okay,
because it was like somebody I went after, and I was nervous, but I did it, and after that, I kept auditioning and stuff like that and getting gigs. But then I started learning, like, as an actor, you are always waiting on a job. Yeah, and at that time, creating your own content wasn't that big, so I was like, man, how do I actually create my own stories and take control? And I learned the business of writing. And I knew I liked to write in my journals, because I used to write when my stats were going to be in football. Yeah. I used to write, a bunch of stuff. And I was like, let's tell stories. So I didn't know how to do it. I just took a tablet one day and just was like, I know there's a character. I know they say something. And I know they got to be somewhere. And I just kept learning from there. So. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. You sound like me. I've been creative my whole life, but I never found out how to express it or open it, because I had a lot of issues and shit like that. I always wanted to be a motivational speaker. What? A motivational speaker, but you experienced in high school, I was studying my ass off and stuff, like when Coach Iman told us to give like a definition, a motivational definition. We had to speak in front of y'all. Yeah. Boy, I was nervous like a mother. Boy, I was the fucking Barrett Matthews and fucking Dion Broussard, they was talking shit and all that other stuff. Like, oh, this bitch ass nigga don't know how to talk. I was like, man, what the fuck? I was like, man, whatever, bro. I got clowned for like the whole month because my stuttering and me being nervous and stuff like that in front of people was killing everything. So I was like, well, I can't be a motivational speaker. I was like, what else can I do? And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna just focus on the football thing. And football didn't go the way I wanted. And I was like, okay, I gotta find another outlet. Yeah. And you know, I found a gym out there in Lake Charles, Louisiana. I was living out there for a minute. There was a gym, a powerlifting gym. They introduced me into powerlifting. They changed everything about how I was lifting because I was still lifting like a football player.
Facts, bro. That's a whole different conversation.
And they changed everything. And like you said, that missing piece I was missing in football, I found it in powerlifting. Okay. So I get that same feeling, you know, before a game, you get nervous, you're trying to focus in and shit like that, and you get butterflies in your stomach. I get that same exact feeling in powerlifting. And powerlifting, man, I can say it kind of changed my life a little bit. Okay. Like once I got into powerlifting and lifting heavy ass weight, it something about it is just something special. Okay. And a lot of people don't understand at first. My wife didn't understand at the beginning. We was beefing about the whole powerlifting, me staying at the gym for like 3 hours and shit like that. Yeah. And I was trying to explain, like, it takes a minute to work out and stuff. And like, you can't be working out for that long. You better be talking to hoes and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, nah, like, it actually takes a minute. And then, you know, she came to one of the meets, one of the competitions, and she saw me and she was like, oh, this is what you've been doing for those 3 hours. You've been like, you know, mastering your craft, honing your craft. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of like a craft. You have to, if you want to be good at it, you have to sacrifice some time, sacrifice, you know, late nights and things like that, sacrifice, just a lot of things, but it's gonna benefit you in the long run. Yeah. If you take the time and learn it and master it, and it's gonna bless you at the end.
So what's one thing in the powerlifting world that, you know, people don't really know that you have to go through, or that happens, or that are misconstrued?
One thing that people don't know.
We'll do that one.
One thing that what people don't know is the time and the repetitiveness of it. Because you're doing the same thing every day. Yeah. You're taking time out of your day, getting off of work. You don't want to go to the gym, but you still go to the gym, and you're spending like 3 hours. I don't know how many. I don't know how many hours I calculated on my time clock right now. I know it's a lot. Yeah. I started this in 2019, and I'm still going now. Yeah. And you know, it just the time, the patience. You know, the consistency, you being super consistent. A lot of people think you can just do this shit overnight, but you can't do it overnight. It takes a lot of consistency. It takes a lot of patience. It's going to take time. And people, for some reason, time is not in the essence of is not for people. Yeah. Because, you know, everybody wants the shit now, kind of like Amazon. Yeah. Yeah. They want the results now. They're like, oh, I want to squat this at this much weight right now. Yeah. I want to bench this much weight right now. I want to deadlift this much weight right now. Right. But you like, nah, that's not going to happen. If you deadlift 800 pounds, you're going to shit out your hernia. Oh, you going to pull it.
Facts. Trying to go before your time.
Yeah. You're going to see Jesus real soon if you do that.
That's crazy.
But that's one thing a lot of people don't see in powerlifting is the time and the dedication and the sacrifice and the consistency that it takes to actually get good in powerlifting. You don't have to get good to be a pro. Yeah. You trying to be good for yourself, because that's what it's all about. It's all about how good can I get in this? How can I master this craft and then continue mastering it, you know, from the day I started to the day I stop, or the day I don't do powerlifting no more. Right. How can I keep mastering and keep getting better and keep improving and keep elevating and keep finding new levels to, you know, reach the maximum level, not maximum level, reach the limitless level of your potential.
So have you felt like some of the things that you've been like, while you working every day in your powerlifting journey, like have you seen some of those things translate into your actual like life behaviors and stuff like that?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. It translates in a lot of stuff. Like in my job, I'm more chill, I'm more active, I'm more productive. And I'm not complaining like, oh, fuck this job, I hate this job, blah blah blah. I mean, no, I like at work. I'm like super positive. I'm super chill, super calm. You know, you give me the order and I'll do it with no questions asked. With my marriage, it's been really good. I've been more understanding, more being more communicative to her, more showing more support, more love, more compassion, and everything that I do. Yeah. Same thing with my son being a father. Fatherhood's been good. Been learning the different traits of how to be a better father or a great father each and every day. Right. And learning him while he's learning me as his father. I'm learning him as my son. And we're like bonding and getting to learn each other each and every day, or each and every year, or each and every month. Yeah. As we're getting older, you know, we're constantly learning each other.
Man, a lot of people don't think about that. Like your kid, I know this has nothing to do with what was on the topics, but your kid is like legit learning you as a human too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't just you as a parent pouring in.
Yeah.
Like,
you trying to teach your kids, and your kids might not take the stuff that you learn, because you learning most of the stuff you teaching him, you learn from your parents. Yeah. And your kid gonna be like, man, I ain't gonna do the stuff my dad did. I'm doing the stuff that my dad used to teach me. Yeah. And I'm teaching him. And he be like, whatever, Dad. And I'll be like, I'm telling you, like, I'm giving you the game. And I'm giving you the game plan, like what to do. And he's like, nah, whatever. And he's 8. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Yeah. But I have to keep getting on his ass and keep on keep getting on him and make sure he's on the right path and make sure he's doing the right things, you know, when it comes to teaching him, like doing chores, making his bed, washing dishes, taking a bath, showing good manners to everybody he meets, being polite, just the et cetera, the stuff you have to teach your kids as a parent. Yeah. And, that's what I'm learning as a father, and it's been working out pretty well. Yeah. So
I know that's like it's one of those things where I can't wait to get there, but I can wait.
No, it's pretty dope, man. Fatherhood is pretty dope. It may seem like, because you seen me and you were like, oh man, I don't want to do that, man. That's them kids, man. Them kids.
No, I love the kids, bro. I love the kids.
Yeah, but I love, man. That same me, man. I love the babies, man. I love the babies. You know what I'm saying? Make sure protect the babies, man. Protect the babies.
No, for sure.
But a lot of people, I talked to a couple homeboys like, man, we gonna get some kids and we gonna get married. Oh man, that life, man. Fuck that life, man. Fuck marriage. Fuck this. Fuck that. I'm like, dude, man, what about the kids? Oh, man, fuck them kids, man. I don't like kids. I'm allergic to kids. Man, I was like, man, I got some weird ass friends. And but, like you said, you read, you trying to understand people, where they're coming from. Yeah. And I don't know where their thought process is coming, their thought process when they think about things like that, and how they process things like, oh, fuck that, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be single the rest of my life. And it's like, why?
Right. Like, where is that coming from? Like, what are you actually afraid of? Like,
it seems like they're afraid of something. Like they're afraid of responsibility or something. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying.
I wasn't even thinking that part, but
no, it's like they're running away from responsibility, and it's like, oh man, I got to focus. It's all about me and me only. And it's like, man, that's retarded.
Because then you got to be like, how much or what is actually needed to take care of you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if it doesn't require a lot to take care of you, then that goes the lack of responsibility.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah, it does go into the, your lack of responsibility. And I feel like you having a family, having a wife and having kids is going to challenge you in a way. It's going to challenge your responsibility. It's going to challenge your character. It's going to challenge your mental. It's going to challenge you physically to actually elevate and grow. That's where the growth is. That's where the challenges and things like that, you running away from your responsibility. That's where the growth is. You being a mature, responsible adult. Yeah. Or wherever you're at, or responsible soulmate or partner or a spouse. Yeah. That's where the growth is. And a lot of people is running away from the growth.
Man, that's a word right there.
Mm-hmm.
That is a word right there. My God.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, it's that. Yeah, man. Growth is in a lot of things. And it definitely is. It definitely is in responsibility. It not just responsibility, but it's in consistency, discipline, motivation, your passion, your purpose. Everything, talking to God. There's always something in. I lost my train of thought.
You talk about like to grow in.
Yeah, to grow. Yeah. So but a lot of people don't want to grow for some reason.
So that's like it's going to that first question is like, why is the truth so hard? Okay, I'll use my personal self example. I'll use business entrepreneurship.
Yeah, I think your recording stopped too.
Stopped.
Yeah,
it probably did. That's cool. I think I got enough clips that'll.
Okay.
It'll be straight.
I want to make sure I tell you trying to record a movie or something. Why is the truth so hard? Why is that? Why are people run away from the truth and lying to themselves every day?
Oh man, I think I'll use the reason why I did it, why I would lie to myself a lot or all the time, is because one, I believed it.
Okay.
Because the truth was that I wasn't what I was supposed to be, and that was okay. So like the truth is
kind of like being mediocre.
Mediocre, yeah. Oh, wow. Like, because the real truth is we are all capable of doing anything we want to do if we put our minds to it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We are all capable, and the truth, the truth is, no matter what your flaws are, no matter what you feel like is holding you back, is overcomable. Because the same way it came, it can go.
Yeah, that is true.
And I think like when it goes back to entrepreneurship, that was one of my biggest struggles. Because I remember I opened up my first business when I was 23. It was a bookkeeping business, and I started it. I actually got like 3 clients. Like I had like a nurse staffing company, I had a restaurant, and I had like some service company. I forgot what they did. Okay, and it was cool for a couple months, and then I started digging into my insecurities, and I started seeing what other companies were charging. Yeah. And they were charging less, and then, or they were CPAs. CPAs is like certified public accountant. So like in accounting world, bookkeepers are like they're like your administrative accountants. Right. And then accountants are like your analyzers, the people who kind of like can give you the picture, and CPAs are like your legal, like they're like the agents of accountants. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I would see CPAs, which are like the top level, they would also be doing bookkeeping service. And I was just like, how am I supposed to compete with that? When they're charging what I'm charging or less, they have more education and more knowledge. I didn't even take into account that I had none of that, and I got 3 clients. Damn. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even take into account. I just kind of gave up. Wow. And I told myself the truth was I'm not able to do that kind of business. And I kept opening up different stuff, and it became like the story I would tell myself is just like, I'm going to keep learning as much as I can, and then when I feel like I learned enough, then I'll start it. And then you'll like, bro, like just anybody who's trying to start a business, bro, or like in the process of like trying to, I'll tell you to step out on faith, but just understand like you're never going to know everything you need to know. Like I saw this quote where it said like, you can't what it say? You can't move a parked car or something like that. Yeah. Like if you have to keep moving so you can get those knowledge. If your mind isn't rolling, if you're not rolling, and things can't roll in.
Okay.
That's kind of how I'll be picturing it to myself. So right now I'm just like,
you just got to start.
You just got to go, no matter how ugly it looks. Like,
yeah, it's gonna be ugly at the beginning, but that's where the consistency is, and that's the more you do it, the better you're gonna get. Mm-hmm. That's the same, not to go off topic. That's what I do. That's how I got into the camera stuff, video camera and recording, and I do my own edits and stuff, like all this creative and stuff like that. All the edit stuff, I learned that on my own.
Bruh, I'm so scared of editing.
It takes time, man. But like you said, I learned it on my own. I didn't go to school. Yeah. People come in like, "Hey, Herc, man. Hey, Alan, how you doing? Who doing your edits?" I'm like, "I'm doing my edits." "Oh, man, how you do that? You went to school?" Like, nah, YouTube, baby, YouTube
University, baby.
For real.
Full scholarship, baby.
Yeah, free scholarship,
free scholarship.
Yeah, man. But YouTube, everything teach me, and then me. Because I'm a visual learner. Yeah. And if you show me how to do it and physically, like you putting your hands on it and I put my hands on it, I'll learn it right off the top, and then I just gotta keep working at it until I get better at it. And then eventually I got it. Yeah. And the things like that. And that's what I did. Watch the YouTube video, get the camera, work it, and then, the editing stuff, get the computer, get the software, play with it a little bit, play with some things, put like some dog videos jumping out of a box, and then, put it in the cool style and stuff, and then play it. And it was like, oh damn, I did that. Yeah. And that was like a big ass accomplishment, from myself. Like, damn, I learned this on my own. And then, if I keep doing it, I can like get like way better.
Yeah. Like, it's like a fulfilling thing,
like a fulfilling achievement and stuff.
So it's like, I had to think about like, man, like, I always like to tie things to sports. Like, where was I when my dad introduced me to sports? And I remember my first exposure to sports. He took me to this team, and we were running, quote unquote, 40s. They were probably 20s. Yeah. And I ran like a 7.9 in a 20-yard dash. Oh, wow. And I was like, yeah, you're slow as fuck. Damn. Yeah. And then, but that was Little League. And then I saw where I was going into my freshman year. So 8th grade, I spent the summer at my uncle's house in Fort Worth, and we trained all summer. But before that, my dad before I went off, he tested me to see what I was like, and I couldn't even bench the bar. Oh, wow. I couldn't bench the bar at all. And he was like, yeah, you going into 9th grade, this ain't finna work. So he sent me to my uncle's place. I trained with my cousin and stuff and came back. But with the business stuff, I wish there was a way that you can translate your mental processes and how you execute things and how you visualize things from sports to real life. Because one of the things I talked to my brother about is like, sports was like 1 + 1 = 2 to me. Yeah. It was like, if I went to practice, if I worked hard, if I watched film, I'm going to ball. Like, it's just going to happen.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the pros.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say going to the pros. I was just like focused on like being the best ball player I could be. And that's a whole conversation about where I should have went and stuff like that. But being the best player I could be, and just, beating the person in front of me every play, and being consistent, like you said. Yeah. But when I got to real life,
and football wasn't there anymore.
Football wasn't there. I did a video about this, like the math of sports. Or the math of sports psychology is like, it went from a linear equation to like a quadratic equation. Oh shit! Now it's not 1 + 1 = 2. Now it's like the square root of n to the power of 4 + 5 something.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is this? So you telling me I can't work hard, or I can't, like, if I push this table hard, that doesn't mean I'm doing anything, or like. If I come into an office space, being competitive is actually discouraged. Like, yeah, a lot of those things were just like foreign to me, and it took me till last year to really cope with that. I'm not in the football world anymore outside of coaching.
Yeah, and that's where the depression after sports comes in. Kinda?
Well, it came after I stopped playing, but I didn't realize what it was until after, a couple years ago. But it's really about that first one. It was like, what?
Why the truth so hard?
Why the truth so? Because it hurts, man, and it's just a simple. That's just my answer. It hurts because when I've started talking to myself and have to admit the truth, man, that guilt of like time wasting, or like you realize some of the things you said and done and how it impacted that person, and you like, man, I did that to that person, or like I said that, or I did that to myself.
Yeah,
and you start feeling all that at one time.
Damn.
You start feeling all at one time, and I think the truth just hurts sometimes.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It just didn't make sense once everything was done. You just couldn't understand, like, you know, why I can't keep playing football, or like why I have to end, type of thing.
Oh.
That's how it was for me, man. Once football stopped, and once I went to Texas State University, and I tried out, and I didn't make it because my GPA, because I was fucking off my GPA and fucking off in school and worrying about partying and girls and things like that.
Yeah,
I think that was the point. I wasn't serious about football no more, and I just kind of understood. I just couldn't understand like why I couldn't like get good at football. Like it all started with Coach Ellison and offense, and I'm not blaming him. I'm just blaming myself because I was just like, I'm on the offensive line and I can't remember a damn play when it's time to, when the lights come on. I can remember it on practice. I can go hard in the gym and all that other stuff in the weight room, but when it came onto the field, I was straight up retarded. I don't know what was going on.
We're going to use deer in the headlights.
Yeah, deer in the headlights. I was just deer in the headlights, not retarded. I'm sorry, y'all.
Well, I'm saying that for yourself.
Yeah, no. I was just a deer in the headlights. And like, I get shocked and then I forget. And then like, Alvarez, you forgot the deer, blah, 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 blah. And you know how Coach Ellison is. Coach Ward, was it Coach Ward?
Oh, you talking about Coach Ford, the OC?
Yeah, Coach Ford and Coach Ellison, man, they was on my ass. They're like, oh, you supposed to be like the best. Your brother came through here and blah, blah, blah. He was the best receiver. And I was like, I'm not my brother, man. I'm trying to play football. I'm trying to be my own person. And, I think I'm doing something good, but I feel like I'm just, in a way, wasting my time at football because I was like, damn, if I can't remember a play and I can't execute it, what the hell is the point of me being in football? But I just kept doing it because I was like, oh, it's gonna get better, but it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. Yeah. But the only thing that I was actually good at was actually working out. And, and that's when Coach Ellison came to me and was like, hey, have you ever thought about powerlifting and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, nah, man, get that shit out of my face, man. I'm thinking about the pros, man. I'm thinking about college. I'm going to UT, man. Fuck you. I'm going to UT, man. And that shit didn't work out. And I went to San Jack, and then I went to community college, Navarro Junior College in Corsicana, Texas. Shout out to Navarro.
You played there, didn't you?
Yeah, I played there. I played there. And then I went to Bacone College in Muskogee, Oklahoma. That was a fucking trash ass school. I hate that school. It
sounds like a trash school.
It sounds like Bacon College. It sounds like Bacon College. Like you making bacon on the fucking stove. That's what it sounds like to me. But it's called Bacone College.
Bacone.
Yeah, and they're like the fighting Indians or some shit like that.
That is a terrible.
Yeah, and they reeled me in with a fake ass scholarship. Talk about we're gonna give you a full ride. You come to our school, we're gonna pay full ride and everything. I was like, oh yeah, that's dope. And I get there, they say we're only gonna pay you like 30% scholarship.
They like straight up lied.
Yeah, they straight up lied. They was like, hey, we just lied to get you here. I'm like, what the fuck? What the hell I'm doing in Oklahoma, man? I was like, bruh, man, I had a lot of problems at that school. I had like some fat ass black dude trying to fight me for no reason.
Whoa, this is funny.
I had beef with somebody I didn't know I had beef with. You know what I'm saying? I had beef with one of my offensive line. I was on defense, and I was the defensive end. Yeah, and he was an offensive line. He was like a sloppy motherfucker, sloppy tattoo. I don't know. I think his name was Boo Boo or some shit like. I don't know. And yeah, man, I was coming from the store. I was getting shit from my room, and then they was cooking outside. They was cooking hot dogs on a grill. I don't know where the fuck they got the grill from, but they was cooking hot dogs. Yeah. And so I'm trying to walk in the dorms to start going to my room, and this motherfucker was like, "Hey, bitch ass nigga." Wow. I was like, "Who you talking to?" And I was like, "I know he ain't talking to me." Yeah. And I remember this like it was yesterday. And I walked in, he said, "Hey, bitch ass nigga, I hate your bitch ass." I'm like, wow. I was like, "Who you talking to me? I didn't even do nothing to you." "Yeah, bitch ass nigga, I see you on the streets, I'm gonna fight you." I'm like, out of nowhere, he just started beefing with me, and I ain't say one lick. I ain't like starting no shit because I keep to myself. Yeah, and I ain't start nothing with this dude. He just wanted to start this beef out of nowhere. That's so crazy. We had an instant beef out of nowhere, and every time he see me, he wanted to fuck me up. He's like, "I'm gonna fuck your ass up, nigga. Give me a bitch ass nigga." But he was slow. He was slow. And I was like, "Man, back your ass up, man." And I had to stand up. I had to defend myself. I was like, "Man, stop talking to me like that, bro. I don't even know you." Like, stop, He said, "Man, you think you tough? You think you tough?" I'm like, "No, I ain't tough. I ain't not even fucking with you, man. Yeah. I'm just trying to get my education, play football, and get the fuck up out of here. That's it." Man. And I don't know. That shit was just random as hell. And I was like, "Man, fuck this school." And then we had cows. Fucking cows going to school with us and shit like that. It was a small ass school, bro. It was like this is the college. Our house. Yeah. This was the college. You walking from. They had like 3 buildings, and then like on the other side there was like another building that was the dorms. Yeah. And you're just walking, and this is the school. So it's like 3 buildings for the classes, and that was it. Wow. And then like right next to the school, it was like a fucking farm with a bunch of cows. I was like, bro, and everybody was so trifling. Everybody was so fucking ghetto. They was just nasty. The girls was nasty. They was sleeping with all the football players from the top floor down. I was just like, "Oh hell no!" I said, "I gotta get up out of here." I said, "Man, I gotta find a way, man. I gotta find a way now." And I remember I went to go talk to the head coach. So I went to go talk to the head coach. And I was like, "Hey man, I'm getting up out of here, bro." Yeah. And he was like, "What you mean, man? I gave you a scholarship." "No, you didn't. You didn't give me no scholarship. You gave me a tip." Yeah. You gave me a tip, man. Like I thought I was getting a full ride. Y'all lied to me. I left Navarro. I could have stayed there and went somewhere else. And I was like, "I'm getting up out of here. I'm leaving on the summertime." He's like, "Man, well, you got to do what you got to do, man." I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do what I got to do. Cause I got to get up out of here." And I forgot to mention when my brother dropped me off at the first day. The day we got there, he dropped me off. And before I got out the car, I forgot to mention this at the beginning. And I took off my seatbelt and I'm about to get out, and he like hold my shoulder, and he said, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna let you know this is my first and last time I'm gonna pick you up, and I'm never coming back to Oklahoma." And I'm like, "What you mean? So you're not gonna come pick me up if I need?" He said, "I'm not coming to pick you up. You on your own after this." It's like I betrayed him leaving Texas.
Really?
If I was in Texas, he would say like, "Oh, I got you." But
that's interesting.
But it's like I crossed the border and I'm in Oklahoma, and he said, "I'm not coming back to get you. So if you getting some shit, that's on you." I mean, he grabbed my shit and he just drove off to the sunset. I'm like, "What the fuck?
What an exit! What a fucking exit!"
Yeah, man. But yeah, that summertime, I got up out of there. I grabbed all my shit. I had too much shit, and I was like, "Hey, you want this? You want this? You want this?" I started giving like half of my shit away. Yeah. But I kept my clothes and stuff like that. And then I told my homeboy Sunji, Joseph Sunji, he was there in Texas State, and I told him like, "Hey, I'm coming to see you. I'm gonna stay with you because I'm trying to get in Texas State." Mm-hmm. And I remember like I only had like $100. Mm-hmm. I only had $100. No, I had like $200, and I needed to get from Muskogee, Oklahoma to San Marcos, Texas. Yeah. And that's a long ass drive. Yeah. And I thank my homeboy. I forgot his name. I think his name was like Frank or something. I think it was named Frank. Frank was the only person to give me a ride because he lived in Dallas. Mm-hmm. And he gave me a ride. He said, "Yeah, I'll give you a ride, man." and he had a red Toyota Tacoma. It was I think that's not the not Tacoma, Tundra.
Tundra. Okay.
Yeah, he had a red Tundra, and he said, "Yeah, I'll bring you, man." And I said, "Man," and I said, "I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I only got $200 in my name right now.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna give you $20
for the gas
each time we stop. I'm gonna just give you $20 till I run out, man."
Okay.
And we did that all the way through, and he ain't trip or nothing. He said, "Man, don't worry about it. I got you, man." I'll say, "Man, just appreciate for the gas and stuff, whatever you can give me." I was like, "Damn, it's a real one right here, man."
That's real.
And I gave my last 20, and we made it to San Marcos, Texas. And I gave my last 20. I say, "Appreciate for everything that you do, man. Thank you for getting me here."
Yeah.
And hey, safe travels back to your house, man. I'll see you when I see you. And after he drove off, that was the last time I saw him, man.
It's such an adult transaction right there. That was an adult moment right there. Like I actually had a situation when you were talking about the dude had beef with you. Man, this was a lot of part of my depression comes from. I also had issues with being accepted. It's not just from my dad and our situation, but, I ended up signing with SFA.
Okay.
Why I went there and how I got there is a whole story about the schools I should have been going to. But I get to SFA and, North Shore sent a lot of players to SFA.
Yeah.
And so when I got there, I was already, judged. Apparently pretty much a lot of the North Shore players who went to SFA outside of Coach Amos' son.
Yeah.
They all was in trouble or doing stuff in the streets and stuff like that. So when I got there, they already had this preconceived notion that I was going to be like that. And so I was just getting, the coaches would just be, I'm not going to call it harassing, but it was just scenarios I'll be doing one-on-one pass rush. I'll beat the dude.
Yeah.
Then he'll double team me and I'll beat 2 of them.
Oh, shit.
And then he'll put 3 on me. And then 3 of them will beat me. You obviously know that's a win for the defense.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, "See, you ain't as good as I thought you were." You know what I'm saying? And saying stuff like that and just making it hard for me. And then I remember one time, one of the seniors, that same day, I think Tennessee, Miami, and New Orleans came to come watch the D-line.
Yeah.
And I heard them ask about my number. And I was like, "Damn, I made it. I'm almost here." And then when we got to the weight room later that evening or something like that, I remember one of the seniors tried to, I don't know what he said.
He tried to downplay you?
Yeah, he tried to bump, you know what I'm saying? He tried to say something crazy, and then he kind of ran into me while I was lifting. Because, when we got there, the freshmen lifted together, but they moved me with the upperclassmen lifting because, coming from North Shore, we were just lifting.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, yes. you were dominating the weight room.
Yeah, I was power pressing 315. I was doing some crazy shit,
Yeah, that's that North Shore way, baby.
Yeah. But yeah, he had said something, and then he had tried to bump. But my roommate, Mike Jones, was my roommate. He was like, "Bro, man, they was about to surround you. I saw a whole bunch of players grabbing weights, and they was finna jump you." And I was like, "What?" Yeah,
wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, your own players was gonna jump you?
Yeah, all a bunch of seniors and juniors. They were getting one of them kind of started it with me.
Yeah,
and if I would have popped off, a lot of them was gonna come and just hit me with a plate or whatever they was gonna do.
What?
Yeah, and so.
Hey, yo, what?
Man, and
go ahead. What the fuck?
That's what I was saying. I was like, that really, because something told me not to. I was like, I'm not trying to get in trouble. I'm trying to play.
Yeah.
And he told me that. I was like, damn, that's when I didn't feel safe on the team.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel accepted. And even they were doing an alumni or a booster club presentation.
Yeah.
Man, they had everybody's name and stats. And then when it came to me, they was like, "Oh, this is Jarrod Foster from Houston, Texas."
What?
And and I looked at it. He didn't even have me on the paper. He just turned the paper over and he was like, "Oh yeah, this is Jarrod Foster from Houston, Texas," and that was it. And I was just like, "Damn,
you ain't gonna share your stats or anything."
Nothing.
Wow,
that's cool. And so I did not ever feel welcome there. And then I remember the next year, I was transferring because I was in between that year. I was I had talked to, I don't know if you remember Alton.
Yeah, I remember Alton.
Yeah, he was telling me man, they still know you at U of H and stuff like that. So I was going to transfer.
Okay.
And so I found out, bro. This one the depression really hit. I found out that A&M offered me. I found out Oregon State was about to offer me. Rice offered me. PV offered me. U of H. Yeah, I think U of H was gonna offer me.
Yeah,
and I ain't know about it. Like, my mom said she was in the stands one day, and one of the A&M recruits was sitting there, and she had my jersey number and my name, and he was like, "Whatever happened to your son? Where did he end up going?" He was like, "Yeah, he ended up signing with SFA." He was like, "Oh man, we didn't even get a chance. We were gonna sign him and stuff like that." And I was like, "Wow."
So how did you find out of not finding out that you got offered from them schools? Like, did you find out who hold them back, who didn't tell you that you got offered?
I don't know the science behind it.
I knew my shit. I got offers from U of H, Rice, Mizzou.
Okay, that's my cousin went.
Yeah, I went to offered Mizzou. Like, I had like good schools. I had like not junior college, but like lower class
like D2 and AI.
Yeah. And I was like, oh shit. But I knew who did it. Coach Amon hold my shit.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. Like, I don't. Yeah, I can't speculate, but
I ain't have to speculate. I knew. Yeah, he told me, because I remember that shit like yesterday. I was talking to him because I was trying to make the transfer to the defensive side to play with y'all.
Yeah,
and I played with Coach Ward, and I went to Coach Amon's office. And I was like, "Hey, Coach Amon, I'm not doing." That was the time I was like suffering in offense on the offensive side, and I was like, I got to make a change or something.
Yeah.
So I took the initiative to go talk to Coach Amon and let him know, like, hey, I wanna play for the defense. I wanna play defense. And I don't know what happened. He just went off on me. He just like, what? You want to play defense? You on the overnight, me, blah blah. He said it's gonna take you to your senior year to blah 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 blah. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, why are you blowing up on me, man? I was like, I'm telling you, I'm not doing good on offense. I want to move to defense. It might be a better transition. Yeah, and I'll get a better reaction. Yeah. And then everybody, Coach Ward, he wanted me on defense, and all the defensive coaches wanted me on there, and I was just like, he just started blowing me up. He talked about, you never go on the defensive side and this and that and the third. Whoa. You stay where you at. You're good. Stay where you at with Coach Ellison. And I was like, man, this is bullshit. Yeah. And I couldn't defend myself because I had the process to speak. Stand my ground like how I'm doing now. And yeah, that happened, and then I know we had summer. We was about to start summer camp. We was about to start spring training, and then we was doing everything like with our pads and stuff, like with our shirts and shorts. Yeah, and and I walked over to the defensive side. I just started walking, just cause, man. And then I was just standing in the back, and Coach Ward had everybody set up, and he kind of looked. He said, Alvarez, man, get your ass in the front, man. I said, oh, yeah.
Wait, you talking about Coach Wynn?
Coach Ward? I don't know.
You talking about the D-line coach?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Coach Wynn.
Oh.
That's my pops right there.
Man, my bad, Coach Wynn, man. I fucked up your name.
He said
I Coach Ward. Oh, man. We had Coach Ward, huh?
I don't know. That's why I was like, you kept saying Coach Ward. I was like, I guess there was a coach I ain't remember.
No, it's Coach Ward. Coach Wynn. Coach Wynn. Okay, I'm still fucking Coach Wynn.
That's why his ass was like, go back to office.
Yeah, I can't remember shit, man. Damn, it's been and I saw
been a long time though.
Yeah, he been there for a long time. But Coach Wynn, he saw me. He said, "Oh, Red, make your ass in the front, man." And I was like, "Oh yeah, man." I was like, "I'm getting recognized now. I'm about to do my thing." And I get in the front, and before I put my hand on the line, like before we about to do like free for all like moves and shit, I heard my name from the other side of the fucking field. Coach Edison like, Alvarez, get your ass over here, the offense. And I'm like, fuck.
What year was this? Like junior year, senior year?
I think it was the senior year. Yeah, it was my senior. Yeah.
Ooh, because you was gonna have to. It was me and Thad on the inside.
Yeah, you and Thad on the inside. But he already had y'all set up. And then,
but it would have been a tough battle though.
Yeah, it would have been a tough side. I'd probably been on the inside, but it is what it is. But yeah, I heard that motherfucker call me from the other side of the field, and I was just like, "Fuck, bro." And then after that, my senior year was just kind of rocky after that. And then the scholarship situation, I found that out. by somebody. Someone told me like, "Hey man, you had these offers right here." Like I think I walked in there into his office. He wasn't in there, and he had like envelopes, kind of stashed off to the corner right there.
Yeah,
and it was bundled up in a rubber band, and it had like different players' names on it.
Yeah,
and I saw mine, and I had like a good amount of stack of schools looking at me.
Yeah,
but he never mentioned it. He never mentioned it to me or anything. He just kept it quiet, and I was just like, "What the fuck?"
That bro, it wowed me, and I know I had a lot of stuff to develop in. I knew I had a lot of stuff to develop in, but there for me, it was always confusing. I was just like, and I'm gonna just keep it a buck because, I love my boy Trey, I love my boy Sid, Jay Clay, that whole line, Armando, even senior year, like. This is one of the depression parts that came when I stopped playing football. Was I couldn't understand for the life of me. I'm leaving the school. I'm holding the school. At the time, I was holding the school record in tackles, sacks. I had just a senior year, had 2 touchdowns as a defensive player or something like that.
Oh damn! At North Shore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on.
And I was just like, man, I'm going against Trey every day. He going to UT. I'm going to get Sid, and he committed as a sophomore. Jay Clay and Armando weren't no small. They were good.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody say. Jay Clay and they were good players, bro. And who was the center? You know who the center was. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
But that was a solid O-line, bro. And I'm going against them every day. And I was like, I ain't getting no letters. Like, I had a couple letters come in. I had one from Tennessee come in and ask me to go to a camp. And then I started getting letters from A&M for a little bit.
Yeah.
Going straight to my house, though, I never came to a locker with a box or a rubber band or, it was just kind of weird. And I was just like, I would be asking coach, like, is it my size? Because I know I was a little undersized playing D-tackle. And I know I was probably a little out of position. I was just like, what is it? Like, what is it? And I think that kind of fueled, afterwards, me not getting closure on what was the issue that led me and every person I was going to, I'm sorry, I'm kind of ranting with this.
No, you good. That's what it's about. Go ahead.
Because I don't get a chance to talk to anybody about this, but it's like,
release it, man. Release it.
I'm playing every game. We playing to get somebody that's a 4-star, 5-star, whatever,
and you dominating their ass,
killing.
Yeah,
so I'm doing my thing. I'm holding my weight or whatever.
And people see you in the stands. They're like, "Oh, damn, 56. Yeah, that's 56. Yeah, that's your number. Yeah."
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I was the best, but everybody had their role. But I know I put my work in. I know I worked hard during off season, speed and strength, and I know it showed up in the game.
Yeah,
and it was just always confusing me how when I'm leaving SFA, bro, and that's what led me to not really take advantage of the opportunity, because when I got to SFA, I had this mindset was I shouldn't be here. And I already felt unwelcome by them.
Yeah.
So nothing was, an adult would tell you, man, just take advantage of the opportunity. Just be there. You're in college.
Easier said than done.
Easier said than done, bro. Because imagine if you had the opportunity to eat, 5-star meals every night or eat the food you want, and you can go to the refrigerator and get whatever you want, but somehow every day you just eating chicken strips.
God damn, or eating ramen noodles.
Eating ramen noodles, bro, and that's how it felt. I was just like, I don't know. I was grateful for the scholarship, but I was just like, I wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah,
and it's like it fueled into my life where I just never felt accepted. I always felt like I wasn't good enough.
Yeah,
I was always. And I probably ran a lot of people out of my life trying to prove and overprove my worth.
Yeah.
And show that I was able to be on the team. And it kind of probably ran them away. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Probably ran them away. And
yeah, we all been there, man. We all been. Yeah, that shit there. Yeah, I had moments of depression and shit like that. Like, I went through a whole damn obstacle course of the whole football journey thing. Yeah, you think it's supposed to be like a straight path. You know, you do good, you get noticed, you get an offer from a top school, you go to that school and you just doing your thing, doing the same shit, but at another level.
Yeah.
And then you get noticed again, go to the draft or whatever if you want to go to the pros, or you just want to dominate after college and then finish it off there and graduate and then get your degree and at a top career or pros or whatever. And then that's what I thought my path was too. And when I seen that my path wasn't going that way, it seemed like, okay, why is it going in this direction? Why I keep getting detours? But why I feel like I'm not wanted? Why I feel like I'm not good enough? Why And once I changed my ways and once I got on defense, I was good, and I was like, okay, I can like really start getting traction. But I was still slipping. I was like, bro, what the fuck is going on? Why I'm not elevating? Why I'm not on the same level with these guys that getting noticed, getting TV time and all this stuff, getting the recognition? I'm not getting the recognition. It felt like I didn't belong.
Okay.
And it felt like, it felt like I was so close, but still so far.
Man, that's cool.
Yeah, you know how you feel. That's how I felt. That felt like I was there.
Yeah,
but I was still far away.
Yeah, and
I was just like, man, what? Why the football should be easy? Football should be like, I struggle a little bit. I figure it out in college, and then I'm good.
Yeah,
but it wasn't going the same path like everybody else's path was going. People was getting offers, going to UT, going to UC, USC, shit like that, U of H, and getting full rides. And you're like, oh, you don't got no scholarships.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Get it how you get it. And it was like, I was just like, what the fuck? And it felt like I wasn't wanted. It felt like I wasn't a part of something. I felt like, I was out there by myself trying to figure it out. And the football stuff was like, man, at the point it was just like, fuck football.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, fuck football. I put my time and effort. I did the best I could.
Yeah. But
for some reason, the eyes of the coaches, the eyes of the people, you wasn't good enough. And that's just how I felt.
Man, and that's crazy that you say that. When you were talking about like I put all this work in, and that's like that went into the entrepreneur fear is like I've already done it before where I put everything I had into something.
Yeah,
I mean, I did everything that was told and asked to do, and probably beyond that.
Yeah. So
like if I start this business and I put everything in it, in my mind, I'm not going to get anything out of it because of the results of that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, bro. Honestly, I really wish I could just sit down with the coaches and just ask, what was it, bro? Like,
yeah.
What was it? I worked hard, bro.
Yeah.
And we all did. We all was out there sweating, bro. Like,
yeah, we did. Yeah, we was all working our ass off, doing them trainings, doing all this, after practice workouts and stuff, getting fucking football practice sessions and shit, and hearing that buzzer going off with the timer in that corner. Fuck that thing. And man, we put a lot of time in, man, and it felt like it was like a bunch of us, but only like 5 out of the 52 of us got selected.
Yeah.
Or like 10 out of the 50, or how many of us we was there on the team, there was like only like a handful of people getting selected, and the rest was like, all right, y'all scrubs, y'all the leftovers,
the
or whatever,
pawns of the chessboard.
Yeah, y'all the misfits and shit. And it's like what the fuck? Like, hey man, we put some, they're not the only ones that elevated the team. We all elevated the team as a unit.
Yeah.
That's what team is all about.
Facts.
And they gave us the motto, earn the right to win and shit like that. And, we was like, oh, we were part of a team.
Yeah.
But you know, after it's all said and done at the end, when it's time to move on to college,
yeah,
only like a few of us got scholarship, and the rest of us didn't get scholarships.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, everybody got scholarships.
Yeah.
But they just didn't know about it. They didn't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the fucked up thing.
That's the fucked up thing, man. Look, let me tell you this.
we dominate on this episode, man. God.
We doing pretty good, man. I appreciate the platform because
man, appreciate you coming on too, man, for sure.
And this is great.
Yeah.
It's like, so in that situation, it's like a lot of people actually thought I was one of those selected players. Like that was like, I guess because your play is you're showing up. And so they assume that you're one of those specials.
Yeah.
You know, and then, but to be honest with you, I felt I was special because I know I was doing good. And this is what I love to do. This is what I was born to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But behind the scenes, like, I got to sit there and watch them have these interviews too.
Yeah.
You know, I got to sit there and watch. I'm over here on the sideline just waiting for somebody to hit me up. I ended up having 2 interviews my senior year. And it was just one was like with the local news, and the other one was like I think with Rivals or something over the South Lake Carroll game.
Yeah.
But it was it was like it felt like a facade. Like, you know, again, it felt like I was acting like, you know, I'm putting on this show.
Yeah.
Everybody assuming that, you know,
you that guy,
but
you're not that guy
in their eyes. I felt like I was that guy because I knew what I contributed to the team.
Yeah.
But, man,
from the spectator eyes, you wasn't that guy.
Yeah.
You was just the guy who helped the team win.
Right.
But you wasn't that type guy that got, you know, that got that top offer and got an early offer at their freshman or sophomore year.
Yeah.
You was just an extra body.
I was just a body. I was just like one of those. He's not the guy, and I don't know if I wasn't marketable or whatever. My GPA was fine. Like, I don't know if what it was, but
you was
like,
smart in school though.
Yeah, I was. Man, look, hey.
you was like, damn. You like you was knowledge. I think you had like a 2.9 and shit like that.
No, I had a 3.8, bro, on the 4.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Hey, my bad. I'm disrespecting you. My bad. Damn, I'm my bad, man.
No, you good because not a lot of people thought that either. Like,
I'm disrespecting your GPA like that. I feel bad.
Oh, here boy said 2.9. I said, let me hold.
Let me fix that up real quick.
Hold on now.
I got a 3.5, boy. Chill.
I remember this would put my chip on the shoulder. I remember freshman year going to, you know, we go watch the seniors on signing day.
Yeah.
I was sitting next to Trey. I was sitting next to Josh.
Yeah.
And I forgot who else I was. Probably Clinton too.
Yeah.
And we were watching, and I said, man, Trey was like, man, oh no, Coach Compton was like, Trey, that's going to be you up there. You're going to be signing with UT, which he ended up doing. And then I looked at him, I was like, yep, I'm going to be right there. I'm going to be playing against him. I'm going to OU. I'm going to sign to OU.
Yeah.
And then Coach Compton looked at me, he was like, you're going to go somewhere.
What?
Yeah, bro. And I was like, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I hate to say, I mean, I went somewhere. I just don't know what happened. Like,
yeah,
it's just the weirdest thing, bro. Like,
yeah, man. Football coach is pretty weird when you're actually being the player and you actually in the behind the scenes and actually see how it operates. Bro. It's a different world than what the spectators, the people that actually are watching us play, get to actually see.
Man,
I'm telling you, man, it's a different world, bro. When you behind them closed doors, behind the locker room and shit like that with the coaches. Yeah, man, it's weird, man. It feel like, in a way, it feel like we got played. We feel like we got used.
Yeah, for sure.
We got used to whatever they need us to do for them to elevate the team, and then we just got thrown in the trash like some scrubs.
My brother talks about it all the time because he actually has played in basketball. He's played at all the levels. It's no different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he felt like, you know, he was contributing. They treated you well with certain things, but at the end of the day, they use you.
Yeah.
They use you for their, you know what I'm saying?
For their benefit.
And it's definitely a tough world. And it's like the depression part on it is like,
yeah.
That's why I love I think that's one of the things I love about coaching.
Oh, no, you good. I was hearing it in the noise.
That's one of the things I loved about coaching is that I start seeing Coach win in myself all the time.
Yeah.
And I started noticing the stuff that the kids do, and I see why he says some of the stuff he says.
Yeah.
But it also makes me think, like, as a coach, whoever you are, now or in the past, why wouldn't you want that kid to get what he deserves?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He putting that work in. He come out here sweating his balls off out there in the summertime Texas heat. Mm-hmm. And he's like, man, you going through it right now, but it's gonna be worth it, man. I'm gonna make sure you get there. Yeah. But they got some coaches that don't want you to get there. They get, sometimes some coaches got that special child, that special player. They're like, hey, I seen that shit on offense, man. They treat Barry Matthews and shit. Yeah. He going to UT, motherfucker come in late, and he's not ready and shit. Got his gloves on his fucking helmet and shit, and he's like taking his sweet ass time while we were busting our ass. I'm like, bro, hurry up, man, get your ass in. And I'm like, bro, man, this is some bullshit, bro. And that special treatment, man, because he's like, oh, I'm that dude. Yeah. But like like I said, the football culture was weird and it was fucked up and unfair. Yeah. But we can't really do nothing about it. They just kind of tell you, get it how you live and and move on with your life. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say I didn't have I had an amazing experience. Like, if it weren't for me playing at North Shore, like, there's a lot of like stress and stuff I didn't have, and like a lot. Coach Wynn, man, like Coach Wynn. Hopefully, I mean, if he hear this, like, he was like my father figure, like, Yeah, same here. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we had a Hurricane Ike came and it destroyed our house, man. Like, we had to stay with some people. Yeah. And I stayed at Coach Wynn's house, for a couple months, and man, Coach Wynn is very appreciated for sure. Oh yeah, very appreciated, and I think how the time he took with me that's what I want to do for a player. For my players. So you think the stuff that you was taught and learned and experienced at North Shore as a player, it transpired into you being a coach? Has it translated into your coaching? Oh yeah, because like the stuff I learned at North Shore on the coaching side it's my foundation on how I start the kids, and then all the extra little stuff that I learned or the techniques that I learned that'll help them get better, then I just add to it. Okay. But also like the sense of urgency, and it's amazing how like I go to these different programs and coach, and you see how unorganized or how some of the players cut corners. Like, that was not at North Shore. Nah, they didn't play that shit. We did not cut corners. Mm-mm. We was like straight by the book. Yeah. Step by step, each play. That's how we were so damn good and so organized. We was like a damn private school, but we was a public school. No, facts. We were playing, bro. Like, even in the weight room, you have to. I remember freshman year or something, we was counting every rep. Yeah. No walking on the green. Yeah. And so, like, it made me appreciate when I go to these different programs. It made me appreciate what they instilled in me. So even when I felt in my life, when I was dealing with the alcoholism and identity issues, even when I was dealing with all that, I still had a foundation of like structure. Like, I'm going to fight. Yeah. And I could keep hearing Pratt voice. I'm going to keep going to the clock hit 0, 0, 0. I don't know if you remember that. Nah, I forgot all about that though. But yeah, man, that's what I picked up too, man. All the stuff, all the bullshit, like you said, all the bullshit that I dealt with, all the detours, all the failed attempts, all the drop balls. Yeah. I still have the earn the right to win in my system. I still have the North Shore way in my everyday life. Yeah. From me personally, from my marriage, from my fatherhood, into powerlifting, into my social media camera stuff, into the podcast. Yeah. I do everything 5-star quality, man. No bullshit. No cutting corners. No, for real. When I came in here, I said, "It's for real." Yeah, it's for real, man. I think that's what I appreciate from North Shore, that they instill that 5-star quality. Like, hey, even if you don't make it all the way, you still gonna have these traits. Yeah, instilled in you all the way to you 6 feet under, and you at the heaven's gates and stuff. But that's what I picked up when I was at North Shore, and I'm kind of glad I went through there, we all went through there. We all experienced it. We all had a good time. We did our thing.
Yeah.
But those traits, the North, I'm gonna say North Shore way. The North Shore way.
Yeah.
It took me a long way in everything that I did. It like you say, it gave me that trait to never give up on anything, even though it was hard. Even though I don't see that there's a way out. Yeah. Like it feel like there's no way out. There's gonna be a way to get out that situation. Yeah, and that's what I believe that North Shore instilled in me, and never giving up, always keep fighting, always always earning the right to win. Yeah, always finding the values of doing the right thing, no matter what. Even though if people's watching you or not watching you. Yeah, you still doing the right thing, and you still putting 100% or 110% hard, dedicated, consistent work. Yeah, even though you don't have a crowd, even though you're not popular, even though you don't have the fame. Yeah, whatever you're doing in your life, whatever you put your hands on, wherever you have your last name on. Yeah, you better make sure that shit's top quality. Yeah, and whatever it is, and that's what I picked up in the North Shore way.
Okay, I'm gonna reciprocate that. This is what I picked up in the North Shore way. I picked up definitely the cutting corners part, the little things, like you said, when nobody's looking. Mm-hmm. Like for me, it's like whenever I see something on the ground, pick it up. You know what I'm saying? Even to this day, bro, I will be walking on the sidewalk, and you know how some people just walk across the grass? Yeah, I would literally walk to the end of the sidewalk and then go around the grass and stay on the sidewalk because, like on the snakes, you wouldn't cut the corners. Yeah. And also another thing that the North Shore way gave me was to, not make excuses. Like Coach Wynn definitely made sure we didn't have no excuses, and the work you put in is the work you put out. And in my life right now, I have to I'm evaluating myself, and it's like, you can be like, where is your fruit, or why isn't this happening? But you got to really go back and be like, how much work were you putting in? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
How much work were you really putting in, or were you just imagining yourself doing it?
Damn. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, man. Whatever you put out, that's what you're going to get back, man.
That is the
that's the true labor of hard work, man. Like, man, if you bust your ass and you go through the suffering, you're gonna get the fruits of your labor. Mm-hmm. But if you just how my brother used to say it, if you just I fucking had it. If you cut corners and you just bullshit around and half-assing. Yeah. If you half-assing whatever you're doing, and like anything like passion projects, your career, your family, yourself as an individual, if you half-ass in life, you're gonna get half-ass results.
Yeah, if you half-ass in life,
yeah, and that's what that, like you said, the North Shore way. It makes you not cut corners. It's like, I don't want to go all the way, but that's the right way to do it. Yeah, and by you doing the right way, it's gonna take a little longer, but you're going to get better benefits. You're going to get a better fruits of your labor at the end. Yeah. And things like that. And you're going to feel more accomplished. You're like, oh, damn, I appreciate me not cutting the corners and all the other stuff, and actually going the longer way than taking the shortcut.
Yes. Yeah. You don't want to cheat yourself.
Hell no, don't cheat yourself. Hey, listeners, do not cheat yourself. Never cut corners, never be lazy, never make an excuse. Like, if you actually want to achieve and everything that you're doing, find a way to win, earn the right to win. Mm-hmm. Take the long route, because it's gonna teach you a lot of things. You're gonna get a lot of experience, and it's gonna take you a long way, and you're gonna get better benefits and better fruits of your labor at the end.
100%.
100%, man. Man, I appreciate you, man.
Man, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this is, man, we an hour and 48 minutes, man.
Has it been? I was wondering what the time was, because I was waiting, because I know you said that, once it gets to the end, you'll be like, okay, here's your little advice to the crowd. I don't know when time.
No. It just, we've been talking, man. I didn't even look at the time. We was just flowing.
Facts.
We was flowing, man. This is some organic, true stuff, man. But now it's the positive affirmation. Okay. And this is your time to share your positive affirmation, positive advice, something to give back to the listeners so they can take something away from this episode and, something great, and I give you that time. Let me go ahead and put this juice on real quick.
Do you mind if I do one for each one of those topics?
Oh, yeah. You can, you can put something. We already talked about the bad and all the other stuff. Yeah. Now you can just put the positive.
Okay.
Go ahead and do your thing.
So the first one is, why is the truth so hurt? So here's some positive advice for that one. To know the truth, everybody doesn't have to know that you don't know the truth. Mm-hmm. You can always protect yourself. The truth is going to hurt, but, don't feel like that everybody has to know that you know the truth or don't know the truth. You know what I'm saying? Have some secrecy with yourself and self-development.
Right.
For the alcoholism, for those who are struggling with alcoholism or any kind of addiction or vice or anything like that, I would say those people who are around you, who love you, when you feel like you can't handle it, keep them around you. You know what I'm saying? Keep them around you as much as possible because they're going to float you when you can't. But I also, obviously, like I pray to God and God is always there. Mm-hmm. But when you're dealing with alcoholism or you're dealing with stuff like that, sometimes that relationship, you can't connect. And so I try to use, physical things that they can reach out to. Mm-hmm. But I'm always going to tell you that God is always going to be with you.
Yeah.
For the depression out of sports, I would say the positive thing out of that is that, like we just talked about with the North Shore Way, it's okay to feel and maybe even regret some things.
Yeah.
But take some time to realize like some of the great things that you got from those experiences. If you're an athlete and you're just struggling to figure out where to go next in your identity, think about some of the great traits that you have that came from it. And realize that nothing lasts forever. You know what I'm saying? Nothing lasts forever. And whoever you are now or wherever you're going to be, there was a foundation and it wasn't in vain. So
yes sir. Yeah, so that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Hey man. Well, Jarrod Foster.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you for coming on the podcast, and I want to give you some positive information from me to you. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that I met you in my lifetime at North Shore. Mm-hmm. I'm glad we became friends, dope friends.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you became the man that you are today. Mm-hmm. And I know we have battles that we have to fight, but I'm glad that you're still fighting. Yeah. I'm glad that you're still finding the positivity in life. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that you're minimizing the alcoholism and you're minimizing that and close to eliminating it.
Yeah.
To the best of your ability, and I'm glad that you handling your depression after sports the right way.
Yeah,
and finding different ways to cope with it. And the same thing when trying to find the truth, it's so hard to find the truth. Mm-hmm. Everything that you're doing is not in vain. Mm-hmm. I see what you're doing. You're doing great things in your career, as a person, as a family man, as a brother to your mom and your sisters. Mm-hmm. You're doing great things, man.
Appreciate it.
And I say nothing but blessings and positivity into your life.
Thank you.
And you keep going, man.
Keep going, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate the platform, man. This was great.
Yes, sir. And listeners, we thank you for listening. We thank you for doing everything that thank you for doing whatever it is you're doing. No, we thank you for listening. We thank you for giving us your ears and your time to listen to the episode. If you made it this far, we just thank everything. We thank you. If you have any feedback, you have any questions, you can DM me at my Instagram at King Hercules _Hercules_1990. That's how it goes. And if you have any questions or you're trying to be a guest, shoot me a DM. If you know anybody that wants to be a guest on the Come On Man podcast, let them know. This platform is built for men, by men, and it's helping a lot of men get shit off their chest.
Yeah.
And that's what the platform is all about.
Yes, and it did that.
And until then, peace, love, and positivity. And we're out.